can I say? You see it. A Southern heavyweight title match at stake. More importantly, a loser leave town match with no disqualification, no time limit. There will, in fact, be a winner and loser. And you're going to have a chance to see it there when the two biggest names ever in the championship wrestling history will be going at it, with one of them remaining in Memphis. Okay, Eddie, loser leave town, and I got to be perfectly honest with you, there's been a couple of instances over the past few months where guys have kind of circumvented the intent of loser leave town on the mat, huh?
Let me say one thing right now. Both of these men know, and I made it clear, the loser of this match will leave. They'll not come back under a mask. They'll not come back under another name. If Bill Dundee loses, he's gone. If Jerry Lawler loses, he's gone. And both men understand that, and I want everybody else to understand it. The loser will leave.
That can't be any clearer than that. I'm sure that both of these gentlemen who will be involved in...
U-Haul packed. I hope he has his little U-Haul
Okay,
packed.
Bill.
He's gone.
I would like to go back and run down a little bit of the history of it. I think that most of all of you know that Jerry and Bill were dominant forces as tag team, one of the finest tag teams in the United States for a good long period of time. They went back to their own individual ways over the period of time, several difficulties that they have had and some vicious matches. Now, when this bout came about, it was brought on in a situation where Bill Dundee, I think, felt, and I'm sure...
Could I say one thing here? Now, first of all, I want to clear something up.
He can actually talk. I thought he was just going to say he can actually talk.
Okay, Bill.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Jerry.
First of all,
come on,
first of all, this was a stupid idea to have this. I want everybody to understand. They've asked me to come out here, try to keep my composure, act like a so-called gentleman. I'm sitting about 4 feet away from a punk that I'd like to punch your stinking lights out.
Hey, listen. Now, you guys agreed to come out.
Both of you punch me, punch it down.
Hey, come on, Billy.
Both of you said you'd come out here, man.
Now, you said you'd come out
Wait
here.
to punch me on the nose.
All right, now, listen. Just wait till Monday night. Come on.
You couldn't do it the last time, and you ain't going to do it now.
You said you'd come out here and not give any trouble. Now sit down.
I was sitting there like a gentleman. He's the one that opened his big mouth, not me.
Well, both of you just sit there.
Okay, come on. Now, just hold it. Monday night, you'll get a chance to do it. Now, please, Jerry, let's not have any of this.
Him, not me.
Well,
he's the
you
one
too.
going like the spoiled
Oh.
All right, let me just... All right, you want to...
He can't stand it.
Let me just tell you exactly why this match came about. First of all, and I'll tell you why it was signed. Probably a lot of the people don't realize. I'll tell you why this match was signed last week. First of all, there's
now, you're talking about the loser leave town.
I'm talking about the loser leave town. You're looking at a punk right there that cost me not only my international title in a match with Ken Patera, but cost me $5,000. Now, I don't know if that's a lot of money to you, Dundee, but that's a lot of money to me, brother. And I don't like losing it one bit. And you're the one that caused me to lose it. And now, second of all, we have a match for my belt, and what happens in that?
Your belt.
That's right, my stinking belt. Now, I'll
That's
tell you
a
something
Southern
else,
heavyweight champion, wrestling champion. That's me. Doesn't say nothing about Jerry
All right.
Lawler. And it belongs to me.
Now, let me tell you about what happened when we signed for this match, Lance. When we signed for the match that took place last week, we went to sign the contracts, and Eddie Marlin tells me, now, the only way Bill Dundee will let you have a shot at the Southern Heavyweight Championship is if, read this contract, it says he gets an immediate return match. Is that right or not, Eddie?
That was in the original contract for last week.
Now, you know why that was in there? Because he knew I was going to kick his butt all over that Coliseum. That's why. And he knew he was going to lose that belt, so he wanted another chance to get it back. Well, I told Eddie the only way I'll sign that is if he gets a rematch, it's going to be the last time that I have to step in the ring with Bill Dundee, and that's how this match came about, if anybody wants to know. That's why it's a loser leave town, because when I get through with you Monday night, I won't ever have to look at your stinking face again,
No,
Dundee. Do
because
you
you'll
understand
be
what I'm
gone,
saying?
brother, because you'll be gone.
Yeah.
Can I just fill you in? Every time I walk around this stinking town, somebody says to me, you're leaving, Dundee. Hey, it works both ways, folks. If he gets beat, he loses. Now, let me fill you in, because I'm a real nice fella. I keep records, brother. Me and Jerry Lawler wrestled about 15 times the last time. Right?
Right.
Bill Dundee won about 9 of the matches, 2 or 3 throughout, and he won maybe 1 or 2. 1 or 2 you won, Lawler, and I won 9. If you don't believe me, look up the record book. And all you rednecks out there, some of you keep scores, you look them up. Now, Lawler, I'm sick and tired of looking at you. Just push this crown over here, Jack, because I'm going to have it Monday. and you're going. And I didn't beat you. Ken Patera beat you, but I'm going to beat you in this
You're
one.
the one that caused the Ken Patera loss, and you're the one that cost me the $5,000.
Patera done it.
Okay, wait just a second. Now, mentioning Patera, of course, the international champion that won the title from the King, and I think all of you know that Jerry is alluding to the fact that Dundee was apparent down at ringside, and we got some comments from Ken Patera regarding the situation with Lawler and Dundee. Let's take a listen to the world's strongest wrestler.
You know something, Jerry Lawler? I don't know too much about Bill Dundee, but I know a lot about you. The reason I came to this area was to wrestle you, and I accomplished my mission. The first time out, I beat you, I humiliated you, and I embarrassed you for the international belt. But if you think that you're going to beat Bill Dundee, you have another thing coming. As a matter of fact, I think it's a joke. I don't think that you can beat your way out of a paper bag. And I might add, a wet paper bag. Dundee's going to make you want to pack your bags, put them in your trunk, and get out of town. And another thing, I'm here to stay. And I bet that really bothers you a lot, doesn't it? So you might as well get out of town right now while the getting's good, boy.
Okay. Now, there's a true athlete just like me. He goes to the gym every day, he works out, he runs, and he takes this business seriously. He wanted to be the international champion, and he did. I want to be the king of Memphis, and I want to have this belt around my waist, and I'm going to, because I train very hard, Jerry Lawler. Now, you're a great athlete. No, you was a great athlete. I'm just a better one.
Well,
if you don't believe me, take a look at this little film, Lance Russell.
Okay, we have a workout film with Bill.
Pay attention, Lawler, pay attention.
Hey, okay, Bill, just confine your comments to what we're asking. All right, let's take a look at it right here. Bill Dundee talking about his condition.
Pretty face. Look. Poetry in motion, Lawler. Take a look at this, brother. That's poetry in motion. There's more weight on that bar than you have ever seen, Jerry Lawler. That's beautiful.
I don't think there's any question that anybody is doubting whether Bill Dundee has worked hard to get to the position that he has, and there's no question about it, Bill. You certainly have. But I think the implication that you're making, well, we'll watch the rest of the workout.
Well, I wish you would. I'd just sit there, all them pretty ladies out there, just sit and watch a pretty man working out. Jerry Lawler, you sit there and you eat your heart out, because I'm taking this town over, brother. Make no mistake about that.
Well, it's all been cleared, and Eddie Marlin made it perfectly clear that in this situation there is going to be a loser, and that loser is leaving town.
Let me just say this. Let me just tell you something, Dundee. You're pretty good at pushing those weights around, brother, but those weights can't push back. And when I get you in that stinking ring, I'm going to push this fist of mine right down your throat. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Listen, Billy, in all honesty, you're not saying that Lawler isn't a top athlete because he doesn't work the same workout schedule you are you?
No, I'm saying Jerry Lawler is a great athlete, and he was great in his day. But the Cadillac used to be the #1 car. Now the Lincoln took over. There's the Cadillac. Here's the Lincoln.
Okay, well, with that comment, we're going to take time out, and let's take a look there. We will be back. You can count on it.
Supposed to do it around here, ain't that what you did for years? Well, folks, nothing's going to change. Just going to have a prettier face to look at.
Well, Eddie Marlin made the comment, remembering that Dundee did not have Jerry Lawler in the ring. He had a younger, much less experienced wrestler who hadn't proven himself.
If you just whisper to him, we can get him in the ring right now, Daddy.
No, we're not interested. Hey, come on. Dundee, now, come on, sit down here. Come on, Jerry. Now, you got, all right, now you're looking for trouble.
Both of you said you'd come out here and behave yourself.
Thank you, Eddie.
Well, now, put the face down here.
That fits pretty good, folks.
Yeah, well.
Come on, Dundee.
Hey, you want to see the new thing? You want to see what it'll look like after Monday? Swing the camera around. Hey, here it is, folks. This is it.
Come on, Jerry.
Goodbye, brother.
No, you guys
Hey,
don't.
I would come, but he don't want me. You're right, Eddie.
You're going to right there.
I'm going to sit right there. Come on.
All right. Come on, Jerry. No, we don't want anybody getting in anywhere right now. I understand, but hey, come on, Billy. Good night. You guys could be civil.
You feel froggy, boy, just jump on me. Come on and jump.
Just keep your seat.
Be civil for an hour. That's all I ask of you. Monday night, you get your opportunity. I wanted to get back to a point, Bill. I think that maybe you're emphasizing your workout schedule in there. Okay, very smart.
Yeah, that's the way you're going to look Monday night. You're going to be sleeping, brother, after I put this upside your head. I can assure you that. You can talk about lifting weights. You can talk about doing anything you want to do, but it ain't going to boil down to being in shape or lifting weights. It's going to boil down to me and you, punk, and I'm going to beat you like a dog. Now, you can talk about Lincolns and you can talk about Cadillacs all you want, Dundee. That's the top of the line in cars, brother, and you're looking at the top of the line in wrestlers, and when I get through with you, there's only going to be one of us around here, and you're looking at who's going to be here.
Lawler, let me tell you something. In your day, brother, when I came here in 1975, you was great. The only guy you have beat in the last year is that little wimpy comedian Andy Kaufman, and any of them rednecks sitting out there could have beat him. You never beat one of them guys that you just showed, brother. Now, you was the Southern heavyweight champion when I come here. Where are you now, brother? Okay, you're on the bottom of the heap, and I'm on the top. Yeah. Then you beat some little goof for a Jap belt that nobody cared about, and you couldn't even hang on to that for 2 weeks. This is the you steal my belt, Lawler?
Hey, come on. Oh, no, I'll just hold it, Billy.
That's the top of the line, brother. This belt's sitting right here, and I got it, and I'm the top of the line, Lawler. You was great in your day, but it's my day now.
Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more of it, and here's some comments from other people about this big, sensational loser-leave-town match in just a moment. We ask a person who knows intimately both of these wrestlers leading up, in case you just joined us, to the loser-leave-town match where the King, Jerry Lawler, and the superstar Bill Dundee Monday night will be meeting in what will have only one remaining in Memphis. Talk to Jimmy Hart about it, see what he had to say, and I know this will thrill Jerry, but I just thought you might be interested. Let's listen to Jimmy.
It's unbelievable. Talking about a dream match. You know, the people ask me, hey, what do you think about Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee in a loser-leave town? I think that's the greatest news I've ever heard in my life. And you know where my money's at, baby? My money's going to be on Bill Superstar Dundee. You know why? Because at one time, Bill Dundee was probably one of the greatest wrestlers to ever come in this territory. And I'm glad that he's finally thinking the right way. I am glad his head's finally on straight. You know, I'd pay $1,000 just to sit down there at ringside myself to see this match. And I'm telling you right now, King, goodbye, baby. Goodbye, because now he's out of my life forever. And I believe this, Bill Superstar Dundee. And I use the word superstar because there are a lot of stars, but there are only a few superstars, and you're one. Goodbye, King. Goodbye forever, man. Dundee's going to be the winner. I love it. A dream match. A dream match.
Well, Lance Russell, there's a man that knows you better than anybody, Jerry Lawler. And
yeah, there's a man that you know when he's lying, when his lips are moving, he's lying. So if you ever want to know how to place a bet, just go against anything that Jimmy Hart says. You see, he's talking about finally getting his head right, finally thinking straight. That's the problem with you, Bill. Now, I'm not going to sit out here and deny that over the past 8 years you have been a big star in this area. In Memphis, Tennessee, you're one of the biggest stars area. That's true. But the problem is, as I've said before, you used to have every one of those people sitting over there, and every one of those people that are watching out there used to be for the superstar. They used to be for Bill. You and I were partners. But you see what happened, and what you didn't stop and take just a few minutes to think about, was the fact that all of a sudden, some new young talent like the Fabulous Ones and like Terry Taylor and like the Rock and Roll Express came into the area. And all of a sudden, all of these little girls over here started cheering for them, which that's fine. They're nice-looking guys, and they're good wrestlers, and these girls liked them. And you couldn't stand it. That ate at you so bad that you got so jealous that you had to turn your back on all of these people who you thought they had turned their back on you. So now, Dundee, you think that the way to get back at them is by throwing all of this stuff in their face and try to beat people like me and like the Fabulous Ones and the people that they're now cheering for. Well, brother, let me tell you something. There's only two ways, a right way and a wrong way, and your way is wrong, brother. You're way off base. You're going down the wrong road, and it's all because of jealousy. But, brother, I'll tell you what, you're looking at the man that can straighten you out, and you're going to have somewhere else to sit and think about the error of your ways, and maybe someday you'll get your head on straight and then come back here in the right way.
No, sir. All I did was wrestle Terry Taylor. I stood out here, and I told the people he was a paper champion. They got hot at me for doing that. All I told the people was I could beat him. But
you got hot at Terry Taylor because these people liked him. Tell the truth, Dundee. That's the problem.
No, sir. All I got...
What do you think about the Fabulous Ones?
Well, as a tag team, I guess they may be number 3, maybe number 4 in the world, but I didn't have this, brother, and I got it now, and that's what's eating at your craw. That's what you can't stand. You can't walk down the streets of Memphis and people say, you ain't the Southern champion no more. Bill Dundee is. Bill Dundee's the Southern champion. And I always used to wonder, Lawler, when you and me was the tag team, brother, who used to do all the work. I used to win most of the falls. Just think back there, Lawler. Just think back. I beat most of them guys.
You mentioned in the tag team, now that was an era. You guys went out, you beat everybody in the cotton-picking country, one of the top teams that Eddie had right here that beat them in there. You were great friends, and you went up and down the road.
Now, let's don't go so far as saying we were ever friends.
We went up and down the road, all right. We went, now listen to this now. We used to go 300 miles sometimes in a car. And you know what we did in the car? He would plug Jerry Lawler singing Jerry Lawler songs, and I would have to go 300 miles and 300 miles back. Now, you're right. We was friends, brother, until he thought he could sing. And I said, King, you go to drive yourself in your own little car, playing your own little tape, because I'm going in mine.
Well, yeah. Listen.
See, when we were make those trips, what actually happened, there was nothing but silence. And you know why there was silence? Because if you didn't talk about Bill Dundee and how great he was, he didn't know anything else to talk about.
Okay. Hey, we have determined there will be a loser. One of you will be leaving, and I don't want to argue about that right now. But there is a serious question as to what have you done any thinking about what you will do when you leave? I mean, this is a severe thing. You guys have been here a long time, been the top attractions in the entire market, and you must have thought something about what happens when you leave.
Ask his
Bill
Royal
and
Majesty
Jerry?
what he did.
Well, first of all, let me just, you can't enter into a match like this without making some kind of plans about what would happen. You know, I don't even like to talk about losing because, first of all, that's something you don't want to get in the frame of mind to even think that you're going to lose.
Well,
because
you better get it in your mind, son. You better, because you're going.
Let him comment,
Okay,
Bill.
okay.
Well, let me just say, all right, I'll tell you this, Lance. I've been real fortunate in the fact that possibly the publicity from the Andy Kaufman incident, possibly the matches that I had against Nick Bockwinkel in actually defeating him and becoming the top contender for the AWA belt. These things have helped me in the fact that I think that I would be able to wrestle anywhere in the country. I have wrestled, as a matter of fact, I am wrestling a week from Saturday night in Chicago. I wrestled in Minneapolis, Denver. I could wrestle just about anywhere I want to in the country. But as most of the people realize, Memphis, Tennessee is my home. I've lived for the past 7 years in Hendersonville, Tennessee. I have a home there also. I've just recently bought another home here in Memphis. And you know, I'm not really saying that I would like to. I'm not really saying that I would like to leave the area. Possibly, should I lose the match? I have had some offers of radio, television. I may just not wrestle and just stay here in Memphis.
Okay.
Big shot now. I guess Cecil B.D. Mills probably called him. I'll tell you what they did, Lawler. Now, this happens to all great athletes, and you was great, brother. Joe Namath was great. The guy that sells the coffee percolator, the baseball player. I don't even know baseball because I don't even know his name. He was great at what he did.
You don't know much
about
about sports, do you?
I know enough about this sport, Jack, to beat you, and that's what everybody in Memphis knows. Lawler's lost it, brother. The superstars got it, and they offered you to sell the little old coffee makers and to sell their cars and Dunn's transmission. You're already doing that, Jack, because they know you are a washed-up athlete.
Well, how about telling us what you're going to do when you have to leave, Bill?
Well, I never gave it no thought because I ain't leaving, but my phone rings off the wall. They want this belt. They want the champion, and I am the champion, but I never really give it no thought, Lawler, because I'm not going, brother. I'm staying right here because I'm the king of the hill.
You better start thinking about it.
Okay, we got some comments because of the intense interest that Eddie had been contacted and said, hey, is this right that there's a loser leave town and all. Freddie Miller out of the World Championship Wrestling in Atlanta, Georgia, had some comments, and I thought it was interesting what Freddie had to say about this monumental match coming up. Let's
Hello,
listen.
everybody. This is Fred Miller for World Championship Wrestling. You know, this is symbolic of going everywhere in the world to bring the top professional wrestlers to television and to the arenas all over the world, and so World Championship Wrestling has done. And it's come to our attention that in the Memphis area, there have been a series of matches in which eventually the loser will leave town. The one man who remains, king of the hill, so to speak, and the other must leave town. It's come down to Bill Dundee and the man who calls himself the king of wrestling, a man who's certainly very well known throughout this great country. That's Jerry Lawler. Well, in Tennessee, in Kentucky and Indiana, World Championship Wrestling, now on the move, has its eye on the top professional wrestlers. And these are two of them. Either Bill Dundee or Jerry Lawler, whichever man loses the match would be more than welcome with World Championship Wrestling, because we know they have the caliber, they have the experience, they have the ability to excite the wrestling fans and to represent themselves and therefore World Championship Wrestling wherever they go very well. So good luck to both Bill Dundee and Jerry Lawler, and to the fans in Tennessee and Kentucky and Indiana, our sincere best wishes for continued good luck in going to the matches and also in pulling for your favorite wrestler. And whether it's Bill Dundee or Jerry Lawler, either would be more than welcome here at World Championship Wrestling. Good luck to you both.
I notice the big smile. Let me talk to Eddie Marlin just a moment, if you guys please can hold the argument. Okay. Eddie, I noticed Freddie had kind of a big smile on his face in there, and we're asking the King and the Superstar about what kind of plans they're making. The pure honest fact is that you're losing as a result of this match, because one of these great attractions is going to be gone. And when it comes down to well, the bottom line, which is dollar and cent.
The great attraction is staying meat.
Okay, Bill.
Well, Lance.
Eddie, have you thought about
Yeah,
what happens? You can't replace overnight somebody of the magnitude of these two men.
Well, really, you can't replace them either way. But Dundee said his phone's been ringing. Mine's been ringing off the wall, because wrestlers all over the world has found out about this match, and they want to come to Memphis. They know we need some top wrestlers here, whichever one of these men have to leave. So this first guy I talked to, he's a new young star, and I think one day he might be a Bill Dundee or a Jerry Lawler. I had a word with him.
Yeah, we mentioned Tom Pritchard just a moment ago. It's a new name here to the folks, but Tom had some comments to make.
That's right. If you want to show them now.
Okay.
You know, Memphis, Tennessee has a lot to be proud of. Home of the late, great Elvis Presley. Bill Superfoot Wallace, world karate champion, lives there. And also some of the top talent in professional wrestling come to Memphis, Tennessee in the Mid-South Coliseum. Well, you know, I've had the opportunity to wrestle all over this country, from Los Angeles, California to Atlanta, Georgia. And everywhere I've ever gone, they've always talked about who's in Memphis, Tennessee now. What's happening in Memphis, Tennessee? Did you see what happened in Memphis, Tennessee? And it seems like there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things happening right now in Memphis, Tennessee. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the opportunity to come to Memphis, Tennessee, thanks to the promoters there. And I welcome this because I understand a lot of top talent, a lot of the top wrestlers in the country, in the world today, are making their mark in Memphis, Tennessee. I'd like to just tell everybody I'm coming. I'll be there Monday night. I'm looking forward to see everybody. And that's a T for Texas, T for Tennessee, and T for Tom Pritchard. Thank you very much. I'll see you there.
Okay.
Hey, you really don't think that clan could beat me, do you? If when I get rid of Lawler, you don't think that four-eyed nothing could beat me, do you?
All right, Billy.
Well, I think Tom's, he's a
You
young...
see what he's bringing into the place, you, Lawler? You see what he thinks can take your place? That goof right there?
I think he's a young, good-looking star, and I've talked to the others, too. I talked to one man in particular that he brought excitement to Memphis and all over there every time he came into the arenas, and he's changed his ways some now. He's turned out to be a crowd favorite everywhere he goes, and that's Austin Idol. I've talked to him at great length.
Yeah, I heard that Austin is walking kind of the straight and narrow now.
That's right. He's a changed man, and the people love him. And then one other guy I've talked to this past week, he's probably next to these two here as far as box office, excitement, and you name it. And you got a piece of film on him. I wish you'd show that right now. Probably the third top man in the nation.
What a boy. Who?
Right.
Ooh, let's see, that boogeyman feels good. I said handsome Jim, man. Feels good, baby. I want to say all my people out there, all my brothers and sisters. Yeah, the question was asked, where is handsome Jimmy today? I'm right here. Raparina, where you at? Memphis. Woo, I love Memphis. I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, baby. I want to say, next time in Memphis, Tennessee, I'm coming down that aisle. We're going to boogie-woogie people. I'm going to hook and hug and kiss everybody right right there in Memphis Coliseum because I love my people. People, yeah. You know, I went last night. Where was I last night? Who said that? I'll tell you where I was last night. I was at 3 World's Fair and 2 All Nights gas station last night. Yeah, I've been to Mars. Who said Mars? That's where I hang around, Jack. Mars. I live in Neptune, though. Memphis, Tennessee. I love you to death. I don't say it, little Mr. Cohee. Mr. Cohee, send my money. Send my money, Cohee. You understand? I love you, though, Daddy. How's body? Body all right. All right. Listen at me now. This is what's happening. I understand that Kingfish having a lot of trouble with Kenny Patera. Well, I had a little trouble myself. Hey, Randy, run that film. Show Memphis, baby.
Man, there isn't anybody in the world. It's crazy.
That's right.
You have been doing your homework. I can tell you
I've been
that.
busy. I'll tell you that right now. Real busy.
Can you watch the color of the wrestler? Can you watch the style of the wrestler? They're all the scientific wrestlers that want to come because they know Jerry Lawler's leaving and Bill Dundee's staying. There's one guy that was what you call a rule breaker has called on the telephone because they know, Jerry Lawler, your days are numbered.
Okay,
Right, Eddie
Bill,
Mallon?
you're reading
Handsome
things
Jimmy.
into it that are not there. Let's take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment. We'll see the King in action in the ring when we come back. We've got the King in the ring and ready to go for the official announcement.
Stand up and applaud
Dave
because
Brown.
that's His Royal Highness's last time on television. You're watching it live and in color, the last time of Jerry, the ex-King Lawler. Just leave the robe and the crown, King, and I will wear it proudly.
Let's let Dave do the announcements, please.
One fall, 15-minute time limit match from Memphis, Tennessee at 226 pounds, Jim Jamison. And going against him, also from Memphis, Tennessee, at 232 pounds, the King, Jerry Lawler. One fall, 15-minute time limit, Jerry Calhoun, the referee.
Okay, we're about ready to go with the action in here now. Eddie, if we can get that bell sounded, we're off and running. Jim Jamison against
Jim
Jerry the
Jamison,
King Lawler.
It's Jerry the King Lawler in his final bout in Memphis, Tennessee. Here he comes. Okay, here, go for a leg dive. No, he's not going for a leg dive. He don't really know what he's doing. His mind is done gone. Break green, Lawler. Look at this now. Oh, very good, folks. That was very good.
Bealed him out of the corner. Jamison down hard on the
I am
deck.
surprised you knew that was called a Beal, Lance Russell. I am surprised you knew that wrestling hold.
I've been around a day or two, Bill.
All right, now we'll see what His Royal Majesty's going to do now. Just let me commentate here, Mr. Russell. Break, Lawler. Oh, all right. Eddie Marlin, I really feel sorry for you, Eddie Marlin, because he has been a great king in his day, but just like you, Eddie, he had to retire, brother. You was great in your day. That may have been 100 years ago, but you was great.
He's still great, and you know it.
Well, Lance, that's called a suplex. I believe I may have to go help that boy.
Bill, you just stay right where you are. Thank you, Eddie. Just stay right here where you are. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. The King.
That is his last appearance, folks,
37.
and it was very well done, Jerry Lawler. I'm going to applaud that.
Yeah, okay.
Dundee, you want to, Dundee, you can step your little butt.
No.
Come on.
Hey, you both said you'd come out here and behave.
Well, I'm not going to be...
Pardon us. Well, that's not a question. You've been doing a little insulting yourself. No, you're not either now. Just hold it. Now, come on, Jerry. Let's not have... I know you're hot and everything else, but there's just no excuse in that.
Well, tell him to quit insulting me, Lance.
Well, you've been doing a little insulting yourself,
I've been
so
telling the truth, and only the truth hurts.
just save the physical stuff for Monday night. We had some comments we said from the other wrestlers who know both of these men very, very well. Nobody knows both of them any better than Dutch Mantell from Oil Trough, Texas. Let's take a listen to the Dutchman.
I've been asking my comments on a match coming up between Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee, a loser leave town match. And I'm going to tell you people exactly how I feel about this, as straight as I can tell you. Now, you know, I guess of any man in this area, I know both of them better than anybody because I've wrestled Lawler and I've wrestled Dundee. Now, don't get me wrong, both of them are tough wrestlers. Now, Dundee, he's a tough wrestler. But I think what's going to make the big difference in this match is Lawler's got better punching power, because I know, because Dundee, I took your best shots, and Lawler, I took your best shots. I took both of them, buddy, and I have to say Lawler packs more of a wallop in that right hand than you do, Dundee. And if he hits you just right, Dundee, your lights are going out. And when your lights go out, you're going out of town.
Okay, you heard from the Dutchman. We have some other comments.
Something to answer the Dutchman. I'm not saying you don't have a hard punch, Lawler, but you can't hit what you can't see, because I'm going to float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, because I don't like you, boy.
Well, let me say something to you, Dundee. You know, I'm glad that you talked about cars earlier. You talked about Lincolns and Cadillacs, which I'm sure that's about all you know about. Well, I got a good friend of mine named Clyde Taylor, and I'm going to give him a little call, and he's going to have a Rolls Royce come to the Coliseum, and I'm going to drive to the ring in it, and we're going to let the loser, we're going to see who's going to go out in style. We're going to let the loser ride out of here in it, okay? Well, I'm going to give you one trip in style for a change. I got some words from my man, Clyde Taylor, here, just real quick. I want you to watch.
Take a listen and see what Clyde had to say.
Clyde.
The king knows how to go first class. This is the king of cars, and he ain't going nowhere unless I take him.
Let me ask you something, Clyde. Does Dundee have any class?
King, he got a lot of class, but it's all low.
There you go. Now, let me just say, that's a $130,000 automobile, and I'm going to let you have the opportunity to ride out of town in it.
Hey, let me tell you something, Jerry Lawler. I know what Rolls Royces are, brother, because when you was driving around them old American heaps of rubbish, they made Rolls Royces. That is an English car, brother, and that's only 350 miles from Scotland, and that's where I was born, Jack. And
that's where you're going to be going back to,
no,
Jack.
Sir, I ain't.
Okay, all right, enough comments. We want some comments, but not those kind. I did, in fact, thought that it would be interesting to talk to two gentlemen who know wrestling and know wrestling talent about as well as anybody in the world, and I can tell you they got good reason to. We're talking about Jerry Jarrett and Jackie Fargo.
Partners, buddy. I guarantee you. Oh, okay, we're on. Hi, folks. As you know, I'm the fabulous Jackie Fargo, and this is my very good friend and my ex-partner, which a guy that I thought was one of the greatest partners that I ever had. And do you agree with that, Jay?
Oh, absolutely.
We talked with promoter Eddie Marlin, and Eddie has asked us to get together and wanted really to predict the winner of this match. Well, it's sort of a real emotional match, and two great wrestlers are going to wrestle each other, and there's a heck of a lot at stake. And Jerry, I really don't want to stick my neck out and pick a winner. I don't want them to hear the interview and it affect their match really emotionally.
Yeah, well, Jackie, it's a real hard match to call. I wrestled Jerry Lawler 32 of my last 52 weeks that I was active in the business, and needless to say, how the outcome was, he's one of the reasons that I retired
I know what
early.
You mean.
He was this new breed of wrestler. Bill Dundee, I had an opportunity to wrestle him twice when he first got here from Australia. Jerry Lawler has the winningest record in professional wrestling. He has an unmatched record against former world champions. Bill Dundee has the edge on him, though, in their personal feud. It's a real hard match to call. But Jackie, you're the bookmaker. What are the odds on the match?
Oh, Lord, let's see, Jerry. This is a tough one. I'm like Jimmy the Greek. I'd say 6-5 pick it.
Oh.
Lay 6-5 and pick you.
Yeah, you can place that bet at BR 256 with Jackie Fargo.
No, it is going to be a real exciting match, Jerry, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there, and I know you will, too.
Yeah, Jackie, with Dundee's new image, who knows?
Just a minute, I want to say something. I can't believe that you went a blast in the past and went over to talk to Jackie Fargo and Jerry Jarrett. When two athletes has got to come out on the television and say, my name's Jackie Fargo and this is Jerry Jarrett, you know it's going to be 100 years old, brother. Who cares, man? The Lone Ranger and Tonto used to be hot.
Let me say something about who cares.
Hey,
you're saying who cares.
You're interrupting, Jack.
I hope everybody watched that little tape. Now, you had a song, Bad Reputation. Did you hear the words in that song? It said, don't give a damn about my bad reputation. That's just your attitude, isn't it? You don't give a damn about the fans or what people think of you anymore, brother. And I want to tell you something. After Monday night, nobody's going to think of you. Fargo, Jarrett, Eddie Marlin, Lance Russell, least of all the fans. Because, brother, you've made it. You've made your bed. Now you're going to have to lie in it.
No,
Nobody
brother,
cares about the superstar Bill Dundee anymore, brother. And you're going to be gone after I get through.
No, the only thing that will be gone after that match, brother, is the word superstar, and that crown will be on my head. This belt will be around my waist, and I'm going to strut around this Memphis,
Tennessee. Let me tell you what you better do with that.
You ain't
Come on.
You ain't telling me nothing.
All right, come on now.
Let's go.
Hey, let's go.
You as long as I want.
Oh, no. Hey, no, you don't. Come on. Come on. Hey. Eddie, get somebody in. Come on, Jerry. Yeah. Now, Billy, just get back over and sit down, please. We don't need any of that up here. Come on, Jerry.
Put him out of here.
It's not a question of putting out. Let's just cool down. No, we don't need any of that here. No, you don't. Come on. No, you don't. Come on. Now, just stay here. Take the chair and sit down.
I ain't the one that started it. He did.
Okay. All right. We talked to the Rock and Roll Express about the action coming up between Jerry and Billy, and thought you'd be interested in the comments from a very successful tag team. Now, just wait. You don't have.
There's no doubt in our mind that Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee both are a legend here in this town. But you know, I've known Jerry Lawler for a long time, and I've known Bill Dundee for a long time. And I've seen both of them wrestle both ways. But you know, myself and Robert Gibson, we think, and we hope that Jerry Lawler comes out on top.
You know, Rick, no matter what, if Lawler does loses, Lawler, you would not be forgotten around this area. You know that as well as I do, Rick.
That's right.
Lawler's a legend in his own time.